Welcome to the service clinic at Low Country Harley-Davidson. I'm Doc Harley. Pull up a chair. I'd like to explain how important it is for you to understand flowchart diagnostics and working with a dealer in fixing any issue that you have with your Harley-Davidson. Harley-Davidson came up with the flowchart diagnostics to help the technician save you time and money. Long time ago, the Harley-Davidson engineers got together and they went through motorcycles and tried to figure out what possibly could go wrong over a lifespan of a Harley. Then they got together and decided how a technician could find an issue as quickly as possible, repair it, and get you back on the road. It's called flowchart diagnostics. It helps a technician find a place to start to try to find where the issue is. Let me explain how it works. A technician receives your motorcycle and he opens up the service manual and looks up the symptom. And the symptom is at the top. And then he looks at the chart and the first thing it says, does this symptom do this or does it do that? If it does this, you go and follow this. And at every block, you use your testing equipment to find an answer. And then that answer tells you where to continue on the flow chart. Once you find where the problem is, you do the repair, then come back up to the symptom and ask, is the symptom still there or gone? If it's gone, then you've done the repair, put the whole motorcycle back together again and give it back to the customer. Now there is a small flaw in the diagnostic flowchart method, and I want you to understand it. Let me give you an example. Customer comes in with an electrical issue. Brings it to the dealership writes down on the RO, it's given to the technician. Technician gets his service manual out, looks for the symptom, starts following the flow chart. He follows it on the left side and comes and finds a wire that is bare. A wire that has been tie wrapped to the frame and it's been rubbing until there's a metal showing through the covering. And it's been grounding the system periodically, not all the time, just once in a while for those issues that you're riding along and all of a sudden something doesn't work quite right. So the technician fixes the wire, goes back to the top of the chart, and says, is the symptom still there? No, everything's fine. So he puts it all together, you come, pay the bill, take the motorcycle, and everything is fine. Except maybe 2 weeks, a month, maybe even 6 months down the road, the symptom returns. Now all of a sudden you're mad. I paid really good money to have this repaired, and I still have the symptom. So you go over to another dealer and you explain your issue with it. And the dealer gives the technician the problem. He brings out his service manual and he follows the chart and follows the same direction the first technician does. Doesn't find anything. So he comes back and goes to the other side and finds a switch that doesn't ohm out correctly. So he replaces the switch. You think that dealer is the best that ever was and you're really happy. But here's what really happened. Over here on the first dealer, they found the problem. The wire was grounding out. But when the wire was grounding out, it was working against this switch over here and weakening it. So then down the road, this switch, which is in the same wiring system, started to fail. If you would please, when you have an issue and you bring it to a dealership and they repair and then the symptom returns, return back to the dealership so that that technician can follow the flow chart, and it's just possible further down the chart you'll find the next problem, or in a multi-symptom problem the other side might find something that was weakened by the original. It's important that you work with your dealer. Go to your dealer and say, I understand you found a problem and you fixed it, but there seems to be the same symptom, and they can follow the flow chart. This works also with you that are at home working with electrical or mechanical. Let me give you a mechanical situation. Customer comes to us and says, my aftermarket exhaust system rear exhaust bracket is broke. We order a new bracket. We put the bracket on. 6 months later, that bracket breaks. The customer says, man, that manufacturer doesn't make a good product. But here's the way to think about it. I have a broken bracket. What caused the bracket to break? Could be metal, could have fatigued, or maybe the exhaust system came loose and was putting stress on it. So you check the exhaust system. No, it's all right. Maybe the exhaust system was put on not correctly. So you disassemble, put it back on, and make sure that it's in the right position. No, that's not it. So you start thinking outside the box, and you say, I've got a broken bracket. Let's look around. On an early dresser, you find that the front rubber mount is blown out. Well, that means the motor is jumping up and down and putting stress on the bracket back here and breaking it. So you replace the bracket and the rubber mounting, and now you've got the cause of it. 33 years ago, when I was just starting out, I had a service manager called Scott Whitson, and he would not let me replace or repair an item on a Shovelhead or Evolution till I could explain to him why. There was a Sportster with a regulator that wasn't putting out, and I wanted to replace it. He said, why did the regulator fail? Well, because it's electronic, it failed. No, why did it fail? Come to find out, 2 of the brushes in the generator were going bad. Fix the generator, replace the regulator, now the whole charging system is correct. I could have just replaced the regulator, and then down the road, we have the same problem. So work with your dealer, please. When you have an issue and it seems to return, work with them. Work with the flow chart diagnostics and think sometimes outside the box if you're at home trying to figure out the problem. Thank you for listening. I'm Doc Harley. We'll see you next week.